This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
Along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. It's Little Friday.
It is.
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes, it's hatching as we speak.
As we speak.
Chickens. It would be kind of fun to have some chickens around. Get your own fresh eggs.
You know what? It tastes very different.
Does it?
Yeah, fresh eggs taste
So
very
much
different.
better? I'm
I
guessing.
think so. I think so. They're richer, creamier, have a bitter bouquet.
Yeah. Might not be so easy to have your own chickens, though.
Uh-oh. Really?
Yeah, we'll have to see.
All right.
I don't think it's too
Keep
easy.
an eye here. Oh, yeah. An ear open for that
An ear
story?
open for the story,
Eye
yes.
open? I don't know.
Either one.
We'll try to open our eyes around here this morning with another cup of coffee, I think.
Yeah.
We're looking at some pretty decent weather, I think, shaping up for us this afternoon. We'll have daytime highs again, typically, as we would in this time of year, in the mid-80s, which is exactly what we had yesterday. Mix of fair weather clouds and sunshine with an isolated inland shower. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Everything is moving along nicely. And 41, 75, 301, no issues or delays in all of the Suncoast. But 60 State Road 64 looking good right now. And as you move down into Sarasota, that too is pretty free and clear all the way from north to south Sarasota County. Oh, one accident right down there in Venice on 41, right at the elbow there. It's 41 and Woodmere Road. There are intermittent lane closures, and also there's an accident near Jacaranda Boulevard. So,
Okay.
I spoke too soon.
It's all right. We'll
It
topping
might
our
have happened as I spoke.
Maybe it did. You never know. Well, topping our news this morning, after 2 years of waiting for a trial, it's now up to a judge to decide if Sarasota City Commissioner Susan Chapman violated the Sunshine Law.
ABC 7's Ray Collins has the latest.
It's not too often you see a local elected official taking the witness stand, but that's exactly where Sarasota City Commissioner Susan Chapman's been the past couple days. At issue is whether Chapman violated the Sunshine Law when both she and fellow Commissioner Suzanne Atwell attended a merchants meeting without the public being notified at this restaurant in downtown Sarasota. The attorney for Citizens for Sunshine sued both commissioners. Atwell settled her case right away without admitting guilt, but Chapman has chosen to fight the case, and before this trial began, the cost to taxpayers was already $261,000.
I think it's a shocking waste of money. I can't believe that we don't have something better to spend our money on than semantics of whether Susan Chapman did or did not talk to somebody at a meeting about homeless people.
City taxpayer Martin Hyde says he's watching this trial very closely.
It's a lot of money, and for absolutely nothing other than to make Susan Chapman feel better about Susan Chapman.
But others, like former Commissioner Molly Cardamone, says Chapman did nothing she hadn't done herself 20 years ago.
All the while I was in office, I would go to regular meetings of Downtown Association, different organizations throughout the community. Never felt like I was violating the Sunshine Law, and I was often in the same room with 3, sometimes 4 other commissioners, listening to the public, which of course is the responsibility of an elected official.
And while a series of witnesses come across the city or across the country to testify in this case, there's one thing both sides agree on.
Well, it's gone on way too long. It's cost way too much money. It's been continued over and over again, and to me, that's just unconscionable.
No word yet when a ruling will come on this case. The judge says he has 2 other trials today and tomorrow, so it might not come until next week. In the newsroom, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Stricter term limits for city commissioners is a possibility in Northport as commissioners are proposing a 2-term limit ordinance following a legal battle involving Vanessa Carson, a city commissioner who served from 2002 to 2010. In March, a judge ruled that Carson can run for a 3rd term because it will not be consecutive. Commissioners passed a first reading of the term limit ordinance, and if it passes the 2nd reading, it will be put on the November ballot.
An Englewood woman has pleaded guilty in connection to the Christmas Eve death of a 6-year-old boy. Ashley Cole is guilty of being principal to aggravated manslaughter of a child. She faces up to 30 years in prison for the death of 6-year-old James Dearman. Sarasota County Sheriff's investigators say the father, who has the same name, James Dearman, pinned his son down on the couch while he played video games. Cole was in the home at the time, and Dearman is now charged with aggravated manslaughter of a child. He is scheduled to be tried in October. A Manatee County organization aimed at helping female inmates transition back into civilian life has been given a 2-year extension. According to the Bradenton Herald, state prison officials reached an agreement yesterday to continue running Bradenton Bridge for at least 2 years. They've also agreed to continue running a similar program in Broward County for males as well. The two facilities will have 3 one-year renewal options. Last month, the Florida Department of Corrections said it would cancel the Bradenton Bridge contract this summer, forcing the program to close. Several local and state leaders protested this closure, causing the department to reach the new agreement.
Also in Manatee County, a new construction project is underway for 8th Avenue West in Bradenton. FDOT's latest pedestrian safety project is currently in the design phase. The project will run along 8th Avenue West between 9th Street West and 14th Street West. Plans for the road include adding crosswalks, a median, and more turn lanes. According to the Bradenton Herald, construction is expected to begin in about 18 months and will coincide with planned utility work in that area. And hundreds of homes, new homes, planned for Manatee County as Taylor Morrison has plans to build 500 homes on 200 acres on Honore Avenue near Lockwood Ridge Road in Bradenton. The developer received approval from the Bradenton City Council yesterday to purchase the city-owned land for $12 million. Next up for Taylor Morrison, they'll have to go through the standard environmental assessment of the land, and then it's off to Manatee County for approval.
The buyer is going to go through their due diligence phase, and what they're going to do is now take a heavy look at the land and see if they want to proceed any further on this.
You can view Taylor Morrison's full statement on this proposed housing development by logging onto our website at mysuncoast.com.
We have an update now on the temporary library location coming to Venice. Crews are now working on renovating a vacant building in the city. The contractor has started working on renovations to the Hamilton building on North Tamiami Trail. The renovation work is expected to take about 3 months, and after that, Sarasota County staff will start moving books, magazines, computers, and other materials into that building. Once completed, it will also have a children's and teen area and an adjacent bike and walking trail.
But I think we can reassure folks that when they come here, they're going to find the services and activities that they've looked for, and they'll appreciate it.
In the meantime, the county is still in the planning process for a permanent library location. The county will hold 2 community workshops today to get public input on future library services. The 90-minute sessions will be held in the Venice High School cafeteria tonight at 4 and again at 6 o'clock. And plans to allow Sarasota County residents to keep those backyard chickens are now even farther from hatching.
Yeah, county commissioners voted to hold off on drafting an ordinance and instead agreed on more public outreach to communities governed by homeowners associations. The county has explored copying the city of Sarasota, which has allowed up to 4 hens per household since 2011. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has expressed concerns that backyard chickens would place a strain on their Animal Services Division. Frustrated members of the local organization Cluck say public outreach is a waste of time until the county can agree on some language for their ordinance.
Now, basically, what we're doing is we're going to check with everybody, make sure everybody's happy, and then we'll decide whether we'll set it for public hearing. So the public really still has not had a voice yet. Until we get to that phase, it's all politics to me.
Well, the city of Sarasota reported only 21 chicken-related complaints during the first 3 years of their ordinance, so I guess not a lot of clucking going on.
I guess not a lot of clucking. That's an interesting name for an organization. All right. Next story. We'll move on. Go ahead, Don. Take this one away.
Charlotte County Commissioners giving the green light for this year's Englewood Waterfest.
Yeah, I know people are looking forward to it. They look forward to it every year. Well, last year's Waterfest was largely seen as a success, drawing 15,000 people to Englewood. It also brought over $2 million into the local economy, but the Waterfest organization only profited about $1,000. This year, they hope to make more. The event, which is sponsored by ABC7, kicks off November 18th.
Powerboat racing in Manatee County is also set for next year. The Bradenton City Council has unanimously approved the agreement for the 2017 River Regatta. The council had postponed making a decision about the races because of a debate over funding. Palmetto officials have already signed off on the 3rd annual event. The regatta is set for February 7th.
Well, that's good that they signed off on it. I know that's something. It's always going back and forth with that River Regatta.
It was ironic because Palmetto was the one who had issues the first couple of years, worried about, they weren't getting enough, enough of the events, and then all of a sudden Bradenton's like,
Yeah.
Let's put a hold on that.
Hopefully, we're hoping for better weather for them for next year.
Let's hope.
All right, well, the Sarasota County School District is now honoring its Employee of the Year. 49 nominees were selected from the more than 2,000 support staff members working for the district.
Give a round of applause to this year's winner, Ms. Betsy Hooper.
Administrative assistant and bookkeeper Betsy Hooper takes the title this year. She says the entire school district staff deserves to be named Employee of the Year.
I'm absolutely overwhelmed. I'm thrilled beyond belief, but I'm honored to represent all of the classified staff at Sarasota County Schools. I know how hard they work each and every day to make this school district the best that it can be.
Look at that, so humble. All employees who are not teachers or administrators are eligible to be nominated, including teachers' aides, clerical workers, and food service workers. Last year's winner, bus driver Charlie Brown, was there to pass the torch on to Hooper this year.
Oh, congratulations to her.
Yes.
2,000 staff, that must be difficult to find. Who is the Employee of the Year? What an honor. You can't get over the clucking, can you?
Sorry.
Neither can any of us, the organization Cluck. I
Cluck.
mean, that's just a funny name. Just a funny
It just
name.
kind of jumps out at you.
Yes, it just does. This kind of jumps out at me, our Hawaiian vacay giveaway. I love talking about it every day on Good Morning Suncoast. And to get your chance to win this vacation, you've got to enter the word of the day. So today's word of the day is beaches.
Cluck. It's not cluck?
It's not cluck. Don't enter that word. It is beaches. In Hawaii, they have many of them and some of the best beaches. Maybe not so close to Siesta Beach, but we'll take it.
No,
So to
it's
enter,
beautiful.
yes, it is. Enter the word by midnight on our contest page on mysuncoast.com, and you could win that grand prize of 3 nights in Honolulu, 6 nights in Maui. Listen to that music. You can be there right now. And the clucking, we just can't get over it. And there's a $100 gift card we're giving away daily, due if you enter that word of the day. Beaches it is. So enter that word of the day by midnight. Sound good, right?
Yeah.
We can't get over these chickens clucking. Oh, what a funny
There are
They have wild
in
chickens over
Yes,
there, you know.
they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Do
do.
they?
All over the beaches.
That is
Yeah,
too
they have
funny.
a Hawaiian division of cluck, I think.
Really? All right, guys. We got weather coming up, right?
I think so.
I think so, too.
I'm not sure.
And also, one airline at Sarasota Bradenton International Airport has some upset customers after announcing it will end service this week to the Suncoast. We'll tell you all about it coming up next.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Mild temperatures outside at this hour, thanks to the dew point value, which is again in the 60s, 63 degrees. We have an air temperature of 71, and that's pretty standard for this time of year. We'll top it out today in the mid-80s, and all in all, we're headed to a very average kind of May day. We have a southeast wind currently light at about 6. That southeast wind will switch southwest with the sea breeze in the afternoon, and we'll probably develop a shower or two in inland areas, very far inland areas, as we head into the later part of the day. 68 degrees, Wauchula 69, in Arcadia 70, in Mayaca City, Northport at 72, so is Inglewood. 73 degrees in Venice, 72, Lakewood Ranch as well, and double 71s in Parrish and in Bradenton. Out on the Key at Longboat, we have 75 degrees, a little warmer there. So again today, we have this cloudiness around. The cloudiness is at times kind of thick. It's going to give the sky a kind of an overcast view today at times. But we'll also have the sun poking through the holes in the clouds that'll provide enough daytime heating to get our sea breeze going in the afternoon, keeping the coast a little bit cooler and to get the rest of us into the mid-80s solidly. In fact, there'll probably even be some upper 80s in inland areas today. We, like the last few days, have been having our weather driven by this ridge of high pressure out in the Atlantic. That is bringing us that southeast wind that we're experiencing currently, but the wind's light enough that we have the chance of developing that, so we will have that sea breeze developing in the afternoon close to the coastline. Colliding with that general southeasterly wind flow, an isolated shower possible, but that's it, just isolated, because the air is still a little too dry. Back to the west and to the north, an area of low pressure and a cold front plow through parts of the Ohio Valley, triggering off the potential for some showers, maybe even some severe weather, a slight chance of that, marginal chance, from the mid-Atlantic stretching back into the Ohio Valley and then down into Texas along this approaching front. That front, by the way, will be approaching us as we head into the weekend. Saturday, it'll be dipping down, kind of stalling out and washing away. And it may bring us some slightly less humid air as we head into Sunday, which will be nice, but it may also trigger off a shower or two on Saturday, which would also be nice. We could use the rainfall. So we'll wait and see if that actually develops, but this front will be a very weak one, nothing like the previous fronts that we have had. It will be basically falling apart by the time it reaches us. Some scattered showers in the deep south, though, as we head into the weekend. Mostly sunny skies, isolated inland showers, afternoon sea breeze, pretty typical for this time of year. Nice boating weather, however. We'll watch for the wind shifting southeast to southwest at about 10 knots. Again, that'll bring you a light chop on bay and inland waters, and the official Suncoast forecast for the week ahead calls for pretty typical quiet conditions with that slight chance of a shower on Saturday. The rest of the week looks like basically just a few isolated inland showers, relatively dry and very mild. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as your commute right now at 519, it looks like our Manatee County roadways are moving along nicely at this point. No issues over the Palmetto bridges, and 41 and 301 look pretty good. So does the interstate, all clear in both directions. As far as Sarasota roadways, everything looks pretty good too. Nothing to complain about. No accidents to report. Interstate is still looking good as we head into South Sarasota County, and so is 41. I think that accident is now cleared up. That was at Jacaranda and 41, so it's smooth sailing. Well, today we use technology for nearly everything. The question is, though, how dependent are we?
Well, all this month in a special series, ABC7's Kate Flexter is taking a look at what it's like to live without technology. Today, the focus is on computers.
Liftoff. Whether you're watching a rocket take off from Cape Canaveral, visiting the doctor's office, or even checking out at the store, Computers run it all. The first computer was larger than a room. Now they're so small you can carry one under your arm. But that small device holds its own world. Entire communities and relationships exist on the internet. The phrase Google it is so mainstream it's been added to the dictionary. And any of the world's wonders or questions are literally just a click away. But for Ed Gross, that wasn't always the case. He had never even used a computer until he was 43.
I mean, when I first started playing with computers, back in the early days, I was amazed, and I still am amazed at what we can accomplish.
30 years later, he teaches computer classes to the elderly at the Sarasota Friendship Center, and he says it can be hard for his older students to adapt.
I've had a few students that have literally thrown up their arms and given up and left the class, but most of them stick with it, and they learn.
When he looks back on his life before computers, he can't help but wonder if something's been lost along the way.
Everything is just now, and everything has to just go. And in earlier times, it didn't have to go so fast. Why is everybody in a hurry to do everything?
One philosopher said of technology, people will be hearers of many things and will have learned nothing. They will appear to be omniscient, but will generally know nothing. That philosopher was Socrates, and the technology he was talking about was writing. 2,000 years later, some say that still holds true, but now with computers. Studies show the highest ranking education systems in the world are also the least likely to use the internet in their lessons.
So your first one, stage one, should just be right here.
But at Riverview High School, technology is a part of everyday life in the classroom, and students say it really helps.
It's more of a visual thing where if you're having trouble, you can draw it out.
It teaches us really how to use it for more than just entertainment.
Astronomy teacher Jason Mockerman says using technology is part of preparing students for life in the modern world. He admits it can be a distraction, but says there's a balance to be found.
Students are going to be distracted whether they have a tablet in front of them or not, whether they have their phones in their hands or not. They'll doodle, they'll daydream, they'll put their heads down. And so the level of engagement has to start first with the relationship between the teacher and the student.
That relationship between teacher and student is something Mockerman says technology will never replace. But when it's used the right way, he says it can enhance each student's experience.
Having the technology is not what's going to make you a great teacher or give you the best chance of success in the classroom. How you use the technology is going to define who you are.
What a great story. It's so true. We're so dependent on it. I do miss, I mean, I was only a child when computers started to become very, very popular, games and all those things, but just easier times.
Yeah, when I was a child, my dad was selling computers, but they were like the size of this room. Yeah, they're huge, and they'd spit out these little, the cards with, like, punch outs in them, and I'm like, this is going to help us out.
Isn't it amazing? I know. All right, well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A long day of hiking might make anyone hungry, and now Pizza Hut is there to help. We'll tell you what's going on coming up.
Sunset Fiat is Italian style. Sunset Fiat is fashion forward. Come see the all-new Fiat collection at Sunset Fiat with new 2015 Fiat 500s priced from $12,999. Sunset Fiat is cool and sexy with freedom to move and room to evolve. Visit Sunset Fiat in Sarasota or shop online at fiatusaofsarasota.com.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
It is 5:25, and Payless Shoes is pulling their shoes from its shelves because they can catch fire.
Oh, they got a little hot foot.
Not all of them. One of them.
One
pair.
Hot foot or hot feet, doesn't matter. ABC's Kenneth Gibson and Diane Messino have the details in this morning's business headlines.
Good morning. Topping America's Money, possible fire risk from shoes.
Payless Shoes is pulling a type of children's light-up sneakers after one of them was blamed for a fire. A Texas couple says their toddler's shoe went up in flames when they left it in their car overnight. They blame the shoe's lithium battery, a claim Payless is now looking into.
Google banning all ads from payday lenders, calling the industry deceptive and harmful. Payday loans often charge interest rates of 36% or more.
An industry spokesperson calls the Google changes discriminatory and censorship. And Pizza Hut is marking its expansion into 100 countries with a record-setting stunt.
This is cool. It delivered a pepperoni pizza with extra cheese to the top of Africa's highest peak, Kilimanjaro. It took 3 days to get it there. Guinness confirms it's a new record for the highest elevation pizza delivery.
But was it still hot?
That's a tough one.
That's America's Money.
America's Money, brought to you by PetSmart.
At PetSmart, we know adopting pets saves lives. In fact, PetSmart and PetSmart Charities help save over 1,000 pets every day. Be a part of these life-changing moments by finding your new best friend at PetSmart's National Adoption Weekend. Adopting won't just change their world, it'll change yours too. PetSmart is the adopt spot. People saving pets.
Goodbye Fix Sunscreen. Hello Coppertone Clearly Sheer. It provides beach-level protection that's ultra-light to let your skin breathe. Coppertone Clearly Sheer. Hello Sunshine.
When you've got the ultimate high-potency probiotic working inside you, life feels a little lighter, a little livelier, a little more you. Take Ultimate Flora Probiotics and live digestively.
Congratulations, ABC7's Ray Collins and Max Winnitz, recognized by the Associated Press for delivering the best journalism in Florida.
Discover the biggest savings of the year on some of America's favorite vehicles during the Drive and Discover event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get America's best value, a new Grand Caravan for just $18,999 or a new Dodge Journey for just $16,999. Stop by today to shop the area's biggest selection of Ram trucks and save up to $8,000 on your new Ram. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Did you hear? All Children's Hospital is now Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
There's a lot to a name.
Especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say,
Hey, Culligan man.
Did you know? When your dog stays at Canine Corral, the play is free? Contact Canine Corral today about boarding and daycare packages. Canine Corral, where the love is.
You can check on them. You can worry about them. You can even choose a car for them.
Honey, are you okay? I'm okay.
Love.
We're okay.
It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Keep them safe. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Donald Trump is set to meet with top Republicans in Washington today. We'll have the latest from the campaign trail.
Plus, could social media help reduce wait times at airport security checkpoints? We'll take a look.
And it's getting harder and harder to choose where to eat in downtown Sarasota as yet another restaurant gets closer to development.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. Thank you indeed for joining us. And
we got some prime real estate in downtown Main Street area.
Indeed.
There are a lot of good restaurants.
We live in
It's better
a great
to have
place.
great stuff than not too many options,
It
right?
is a culinary mecca.
Yes, it really is. We got a lot of
It
things.
is.
We always
There's
have
great
shows
things
coming
here.
here and doing stories on, doing segments on our restaurants. So
Can't beat it.
welcome another.
Can't beat it. Can't beat the weather either.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good out there again today. We have daytime highs that'll top out in the mid-80s, little chance of rainfall, a lot of sunshine, a few fair weather clouds, and any rain showers that we do get over the next couple of days, I think are going to be mostly in inland areas along the sea breeze front. Complete forecast details coming up in a few.
all right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways here at 532. Bradenton is pretty free and clear, no issues on 64 or State Road 70. And the main roadways are flowing nicely north and south. And then heading down to Sarasota County, everything also is looking good. There was an accident down in Venice, but it seems to have been cleared away on Jacaranda and 41. So at this point, there are no issues to worry about.
Topping our news this half hour, the latest in the race for the White House. The much anticipated meeting between the presumptive Republican presidential nominee and top Republicans in Washington will take place today.
And this all as Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton slams Trump for refusing to release his tax returns. The countdown to this Capitol Hill date is on.
We just need to get to know each other.
House Speaker Paul Ryan calling his meeting today with the presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump as more of a meet and greet.
I don't really know him. I met him once in person in 2012.
Aides to the speaker say don't expect a chat about specific policy. Instead of focus on the big picture.
The goal here is to unify the various wings of the party around common principles.
Ryan still hasn't said what promises he needs from Trump in order to endorse him. Trump, on the other hand, says he doesn't need the support from top Republicans, but sang his praises during an interview leading up to the sit-down.
Paul Ryan, who is a very good person, by the way.
As he looks to make peace with some members of his party, others like 2012 Republican nominee Mitt Romney are on the attack. Romney, who was also reluctant to release his tax returns but eventually did so, is now calling on Trump to do the same. Slamming Trump on Facebook, calling Trump's refusal disqualifying, adding there's only one logical explanation, there's a bombshell in them.
I'm worth over $10 billion, and I don't say that bragging, folks. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second.
Hillary Clinton also attacking the billionaire businessman on that issue.
My husband and I have released 33 years of tax returns. So you got to ask yourself, why doesn't he want to release them?
The Associated Press reporting Trump says he may not release his tax returns until after the election, adding, quote, there's nothing to learn from them.
In other national news, the middle class is hollowing out in the cities across the country. According to a new report by the Pew Research Center, more households are moving into either higher or lower income groups in major metro areas. The Pew analysis finds that middle class adults no longer make up the majority in nearly a quarter of metro areas. That's up from fewer than 10% of metro areas in 2000. In 2014, a 3-person household was middle class if its annual income fell between $42,000 and $125,000. Well, back here in Florida, the Florida agency that recruits jobs may soon be slashing them. Enterprise Florida may lay off nearly a third of its employees and transfer some functions back to state government. The agency is supposed to share expenses between private companies and taxpayers, but the state has been picking up most of the $34 million cost to run it. Governor Scott called for changes to the organization after legislators rejected his request for a $250 million fund to lure new companies.
Here on the Suncoast this week is the last week that Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport will offer nonstop flights to Key West. The president of SRQ says Raven Air will no longer offer the flights effective this Friday, May 13th. The airline has been offering the flights a few days a week since mid-February, but the plane can only seat 3 to 4 people at a time. Raven Air had hoped to get a bigger aircraft to accommodate the demand for these flights, but the FAA certification process was just too expensive. Those who have flights booked after this Friday should contact Raven Air for a possible refund. And for those who will be flying soon, an airline industry group is asking travelers to use social media to show their frustrations waiting in line. Wait times of an hour or more at security checkpoints are becoming more common at the airport. With an expected record number of travelers, it's only going to get worse as we head into the summer, and that's why the group has created the hashtag #IHateTheWait. They are asking flyers to take pictures of long security lines and post them on social media with the hashtag. The campaign hopes to push TSA into hiring more staff while also giving other travelers a heads up on the long wait.
Publix is issuing a voluntary recall for their cranberry nut and seed mix due to concerns over listeria. The walnut supplier Woodstock Farms notified Publix about the possible contamination. The 7.5-ounce the 7.5-ounce plastic containers were sold at stores in 6 states, including here in Florida. The containers have use-by dates of August 7th, 2016 through August 30th of 2016, and so far there have been no reported cases of illness. Well, shoppers on the Suncoast now have a new place to pick up groceries. Aldi opened its second store in Manatee County yesterday. It's on State Road 70 west of Lockwood Ridge Road. Aldi is known for carrying high-quality brands of food, produce, and household items at low prices. One way they keep costs down, customers have to pay a quarter to get a cart. When they return it, they get their quarter back. That way, employees don't have to spend time getting carts.
They have a good variety. I love their produce, and you're always finding bargains.
Aldi also has a store on Cortez Road West in Bradenton, and the grocery chain plans to open a store in Palmetto later this year. That is such a great idea, by the way, for the quarter, so that people put their carts back. This is an issue that my sister has, my boyfriend has. It bothers them to no end. Oh, no, they do put it back, and they get so mad when they're left in the. They'll go put it back themselves.
I always go put mine back
when they see ones in the parking lot.
They do? Do
yeah,
you?
No. Well, no. I mean, I put mine. No, I put mine back, but I'm not going to go pick up all the other carts in the parking lot and go put it back.
Expect you to do that.
That's pretty good. Keep people accountable.
I do. That is a good idea. Very forward thinking.
So here's another positive forward thinking story. A new high-end restaurant and bar just got one step closer to development in Sarasota.
Yeah, according to the Herald Tribune, the Sarasota Planning Board unanimously approved plans for the restaurant during a meeting last night. The restaurant would be built next to Evie's Tavern in the 1500 block of Main Street. Cask and Ale would seat around 100 people and offer upscale craft cocktails and tapas. Now, the Rays began their road trip out west by sweeping the Angels. Yesterday, they were trying to avoid being swept by the Mariners. They were down 4-0 after Chris Archer gave up the 4 runs, and it was the 6th inning. Corey Dickerson, though, took one swing of the bat and tied the game with a grand slam, his 8th of the year. The game ended up going into extras, and in the 11th, Chris Iannetta hits a solo shot off Steve Geltz. The Mariners complete the sweep with a walk-off victory, 6-5. The Rays fall to 15-17 on the season. Ooh. Yes, and the Lightning. The Lightning will begin their series tomorrow night.
I was going to say,
Pittsburgh.
we didn't know yesterday.
Yes.
Now we know.
We did not know, and now we know. So the first 2 games here are Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Exciting.
Friday and Sunday up in Pittsburgh.
All right.
Go Lightning.
Go Lightning.
Yes.
Nice weather shaping up for you. We'll have that forecast for you after the break.
And working the overnight shift can be hard on your sleep schedule, and it can be difficult to get enough sleep during the daytime hours. Coming up in Health Smart, some tips on how to catch those Z's when it's still light out. Coming up.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory. It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Sunset Fiat is Italian style. Sunset Fiat is fashion forward. Come see the all-new Fiat collection at Sunset Fiat with new 2015 Fiat 500s priced from $12,999. Sunset Fiat is cool and sexy with freedom to move and room to evolve. Visit Sunset Fiat in Sarasota or shop online at fiatusaofsarasota.com.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
I see great fortune in your future, David.
It's Brian.
I see houses, boats, cars, millions of dollars. And you will marry a beautiful, exotic fortune teller.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
With a $10 million fortune scratch-off game from the Florida Lottery, the odds of a brighter future are better than ever. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature comes in at a comfortable 71 degrees with a dew point value of 63. Pretty much standard where we expect ourselves to be at this time of year, this time of day. We have a temperature of 71 that'll probably get us up to about 85 before it's all said and done. Right now, 68 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia. It's 79, 70 degrees in Mayaca City, 71 in Northport. Inglewood comes in at 72, 73 in Venice, 72 Lakewood Ranch, and double 71s in both Parrish and in Bradenton. Across the region, we have a little bit of cloud cover around. The cloud cover caused by a disturbance out in Gulf waters and blow off from showers and thunderstorms back to the west. That cloud cover will be around here today and won't really lead to any showery activity, but at times will kind of give the sky a somewhat overcast appearance. Still, there are thin enough clouds that the sun will break through, and certainly we have plenty of holes in the clouds to give us full sunshine. So I think a combination of those two factors will bring us daytime high temperatures that'll climb pretty rapidly into the 80s. By noon, I bet you it's 81, 83 degrees, something like that. Back to the west, we have another frontal boundary. In fact, we have double frontal boundaries. Those fronts will be approaching us as we head into the weekend. They'll be very weak, very diffuse, and they'll be falling apart as they arrive, but they will help to bring somewhat unsettled weather, especially to North Florida, where there's a better chance of rainfall. But even in our neck of the woods, we'll probably have about a 10 to 20% chance of a shower for everyone, not only inland areas, but isolated coastal showers as well by then. Until then, high pressure, the dominant weather feature, brings us this southeasterly wind flow. And the flow is light enough that each and every day over the next several days, we may pick up an inland shower as we develop a sea breeze close to the coast in the afternoon. Then on Saturday, that front kind of dips down, stalls out, and washes away across central Florida. And the next front will eventually approach. That will give us another reinforcing shot of somewhat drier air. This is not going to be a real blast of cool, dry air, but we'll notice a little slice in the humidity for a couple of days, starting on probably Sunday. We'll have mostly sunny skies today, though, an isolated inland shower, and then that afternoon sea breeze. We do have a bullseye for perhaps some severe weather today, although the risk not as great as it was yesterday. Anywhere from the mid-Atlantic on up into the central Great Lakes and then down toward Texas, we have a chance at seeing some stronger storms around, mostly for some hail, gusty winds, severe thunderstorms, that sort of thing. It's a marginal risk right now. Florida, of course, not seeing much in the way of any kind of thunderstorm activity today. The RPM computer model rainfall forecast shows again today maybe a few isolated showers building along that sea breeze front, but it's not going to be a widespread rain event by any stretch of the imagination. And even as we head into Friday, we'll probably only see isolated showers around. Southeast wind switches southwest at about 10 knots, and the official forecast calls for daytime highs in the mid-80s, nighttime lows near 70, and a mix of sun and clouds. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at our roadways at 547, it looks like Manatee County is moving along great. We're seeing some volume picking up on State Road 70 and on 41, but that's pretty normal at this point in the morning. No issues, though, to slow you down. The interstate is moving along, and we're not seeing any accidents as far as Manatee and Sarasota County, at least in central Sarasota right now. The arteries out to 75 look clear, and as far as South Sarasota County, looks like everything is cleared up there as well. No issues, all green on the interstate and on 41. In health news this morning, brain tumor patients, survivors, the caregivers, advocacy groups, and other loved ones affected by the disease come together to go gray in May.
ABC 7's Alex Redmond tells us it's all for National Brain Tumor Awareness Month.
32-year-old Erin Henshaw says she expected caffeine withdrawal headaches when she kicked the habit.
Eventually, it led to me waking up out of a dead sleep and having to throw up, which I can't stand doing.
An MRI revealed what was thought to be a cyst.
Apparently, while I was under, when the doctor opened up my cranium, he found a tumor the size of an orange, said that my brain, when he removed the tumor, my brain just eased back into place.
Henshaw says when she was awakened, she was told they thought it was brain cancer.
And then wound up having three more brain surgeries in 2008, 9, and 10. And then just this last year in 2015, I had my fourth surgery.
Henshaw's tumor, an oleoastrocytoma, was also treated with chemo and radiation.
It's a very slow-growing tumor. It's in a good location, and my brain surgeon is the same gentleman who's done Ted Kennedy's brain surgery up at Duke University.
Brain tumors differ. Some are benign, some are malignant.
What I had was a glioblastoma. It was a stage 4.
A hockey game led to 34-year-old Ryan Womack's discovery.
I happened to fall backwards and hit my head on the ice.
Weeks later, Womack says he sought medical attention.
I had real bad headaches.
The CAT scan revealed a brain tumor.
It was just slightly bigger than a golf ball size, and it was a grade 4.
Henshaw and Womack met through Team Tony, a local nonprofit that matches cancer survivors with fighters with like diagnosis and age.
They had no idea where to go, no idea what, deer in the headlights. Those words, "you have cancer," it's pretty scary.
Team Tony founder Tony McCachran says he helped Womack get hooked up with Duke University, to which McCachran, also a brain tumor survivor, is no stranger.
Riding my bike up Osprey and had a seizure.
McCachran blacked out and fell off.
Broke my shoulder, 33 years old. Why am I having a seizure? And went to the hospital, and the tumor was the size of my fist.
For more information on brain cancer and to find out more about Team Tony, go to mysuncoast.com and click on health. Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alex. It's a great reminder that anytime something is strange, not usually happen to you, go get it checked out.
Yeah, my sister's had several wrapped in her optical nerve,
Wow.
so she lost sight in one eye, my sister-in-law, and
wow.
She's battled it. She's amazing.
Amazing. Well, what makes food good enough to be labeled as healthy? That's the question, and that the Food and Drug Administration is asking the public to help figure out.
Right now, foods labeled as healthy are defined that way by regulations created over 20 years ago. Many whole food snacks and nuts aren't considered good for you under the rules, but nutritional research suggests otherwise. Now, the Healthy Review comes after snack company Kind was told it couldn't claim its fruit and nut bars were healthy due to the high fat content derived from almonds. Now, last month, the company was notified by the FDA that it could label its products as healthy now. And if you work a non-traditional shift, you already know that that's not healthy, and getting adequate rest can sometimes be a challenge.
Oh, I think it's always a challenge. While working at non-traditional times does interfere with the body's circadian rhythm, there are things that you can do to help your body get the shut-eye you need. It often comes down to controlling the amount of light in your sleeping environment, which affects your circadian rhythm. Avoiding naps and caffeinated beverages close to bedtime can also help you sleep well during daylight hours. A good time to begin the process of letting your body wind down and prepare for rest is during your drive home from work.
Workers, we actually say on your way home in the morning to wear sunglasses, and then that can help kind of get you ready for home when you want to sleep and where you're going to have the blackout curtains and keep things very dark.
It's also a good idea to let others know what hours you're working and when you will be sleeping so that you can avoid distractions and disruptions when you're getting your shut-eye. I feel like, though, sometimes they forget, or they always forget.
I know it's tough, but it does happen all the time. It's like,
you get those texts.
Yeah, 10 o'clock at night is like 2 in the morning for us.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, if they have that schedule, they'll realize, but, you know,
Not
until then, stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourselves.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Pomero Shop Furniture. After 66 years in Sarasota, we're still the leader in hard-to-find and custom-made furniture. We have literally thousands of fabrics and patterns to choose from, and our free in-home design consultation will help you create rooms in your home specific to your unique style. Our inventory changes daily, so come in today to see what's new. Plus, anything in our showroom can be part of your home the very next day. Pomero Shop Furniture, now with 3 locations.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford because Sarasota Ford guarantees you our lowest price on every new Ford every day. Save on America's best-selling truck, 39 years running, the Ford F-150. Fusions, Escapes, over 800 vehicles on site or online, all on sale. Buy with 0% for 60 months. And now, get up to 2,000 trade assistance. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I'm Dale Mast, and we're celebrating 40 years on the west coast of Florida.
It's our 40th anniversary, and it's time for a celebration, the Culligan Hydration Celebration. For a limited time, celebrate by taking $250 off any Culligan home system. That's $250 off Culligan water softener systems, drinking water systems, or whole house water filters. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary, and remember,
for better water, pure and simple, call today and say, "Hey, Culligan man."
Did you know you can make an instant harness by simply wrapping the leash around your dog's chest and up through their collar? Contact Canine Corral today about a no-pull harness that will make you smile. Canine Corral, where the love is.
Did you hear? All Children's Hospital is now Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
There's a lot to a name,
especially when that name is a world leader in healthcare.
We still deliver the same compassion we provided for 90 years.
Plus the excellence you expect from Johns Hopkins.
Together we can conquer the biggest challenges and offer your child the very best care.
When it comes to kids, choose Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
Now, while his owners are away, this dog just wants to play. Riley has been going to the Happy Dogs Daycare Center in North Carolina for most of his life. So when his owners left him in their backyard while they went out to run an errand, the Golden Retriever took matters into his own hands. He popped the lock on the fence and walked more than a mile to the daycare, and the daycare owners let him stay that day for free since he worked so hard to get there. That was nice of them. Riley's owners have put an extra lock on the gate since his little misadventure, but they have promised to take him to daycare more often.
See, he has fun there, and he feels comfortable there. And he associates his family being gone with that's where he needs to be. Poor dog.
Yeah, see, I had a dog when I was younger, Martin, a Golden Retriever who swam across Long Island Sound a mile to my uncle's house where he had grown up. And then, you know, when my dad moved and we took Martin twice, they found that you left Martin at the house, and we're like, we never brought Martin to the house. Wow. Yeah, it was freaky. A mile through.
That is Long Island Sound too.
That's scary.
Rough waters.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so smart.
He just didn't want to live with us.
Oh. I want to go back
Just
to my
wanted to go
home.
visit. He just wanted social. He's a social dog.
That was a sweet story.
That was a sweet story.
Thank you for telling us about Martin, too.
Yeah.
Oh, very cute. It's 5:56. We'll be right back.